Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Fowl Original with me, good old Fowl Original, Brucey boy. Brucey wouldn't have stood for any of this, would he? So let's get the chat up and let's talk about, oh my god. So I always wanted this show to be a show where we talked about the news, the actual real life news, like stuff in the metro. Look, there's Tom Clancy, there's an advertisement. Look, this has become an advertisement for the Me Too movement. Now, I personally keep away from from a lot of Celebrity Big Brother now. I don't really follow it whatsoever anymore. I kind of did for a little bit of time. I got a massive crush on Roxanne Palais for a very long time. Like, I have to say this, she is a very attractive lady, but she has recently shown herself to be very ugly on the inside. Now, for those of you that don't know what's been going down, so CBB is Celebrity Big Brother. Now, Roxanne Palais was on Celebrity Big Brother. Now, let me take you back to, we did briefly talk about this the other week, but I didn't know that it was going to become like front page goddamn news. So let's show you first of all what happened. So number one, let's have a look at what actually went down. So I'm just going to type this in, and I watched this video today. Now this is what happened. So let's go to a video here, the one on the Express. Now a lot of time has been spent on this. Whoops, not this one. It's this one. Now, there were many different people on Celebrity Big Brother, of people from all over the Z-list celebrity landscape. So let's just zip you over to the Daily Mail website and let's crack the volume on. So this was, let's crack it open so you can see it. This was a playful punch which caused all the fracas to begin with. So if you don't know who these people are, these are Z-list celebrities, but also Kathleen Turner is there for some reason. Roxanne Palais is the small, the petite young lady towards the back, and Ryan is the guy on the right, and the chick in the pink, I don't know because I don't watch Celebrity Big Brother. Is this going to be an ad first? We're going to see an ad first. So after this ad for free Disney, I'm just going to turn the volume off there. After this ad, we'll be able to see what went down. So after this ad for Disney, I don't even want to give them the ad, but you know, like we have to, I guess. It's the price of journalism, my friends. The price of journalism. Anyway.
I've got a little towel that I'm going to use.
Ow! So there you go. Yeah, that's all it was. That's all it was.
Ow! Woman beater.
Go on, what?
Did it, sorry? I was going to ask if you want your washing on, but I might shrink him instead. I might shrink.
And then this is what happened afterwards. So then, straight away, courtesy of Celebrity Big Brother, Channel 5, I guess I'm going to get this. There you go, let's go back to that. Who is she talking to? There's no one in there.
Oh, he's been beaten up by Corrie's Jason Grimshaw. How? Big Brother, that hurt.
Now, bear in mind, yeah, that Roxanne Palais was also on Coronation Street. Let's continue. So that's basically it. Now, then she asked for Big Brother to call her into the diary room. She went into the diary room, started crying, and that's basically what went down there. So after her crying and her constant, like, we have to, Big Brother, why aren't you doing anything about this? Why aren't you doing anything? That's when the next thing happened. When the man that she accused of hitting her, I'm just going to type in Ryan Big Brother. This is the way that he reacted after being told that that Roxanne Palais had accused him of attacking her. So I'll show you, this is on the Metro website, classy website. Now here we go. Let's just show you. So he is told that there's been accusations made against him by Roxanne Palais, and everyone in the office, sorry, in the house knows it now.
You did it, and I needed to hear that because I was so scared that I'd let everyone down. Well, I'm telling you after this, I'm going to throw all my emotion, everything out of this and just get on with it, and hopefully there's no more curveballs. It's done. It's done. Put it to bed. Move on.
Okay, now bearing in mind that he is crying because someone has accused him of hitting him. Hitting
As
them.
always, Big Brother's always here should you need to talk.
Thank you for everything. I can't thank you enough. Really can't.
Also, bear in mind that this man, Ryan, doesn't know that the world outside the Big Brother house know that he is not guilty. Now that's the end of that. So that's basically, as you said, Ryan cries in the diary room. The press are having a bloody field day with this. There is so much more news happening. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this in particular is because of what I just saw on the Jeremy Vine show. So The Right Stuff over here is a show which is a daytime TV style show. And I really, really, really wanted to see how this would go out, how this would work. And this was her exclusive interview that she had with Jeremy Vine. She said that she didn't want to do it. Now, Jamelia was there. Now, Jamelia is a singer from Burns. And now, Jamelia said what basically we all kind of believed. So first of all, Roxanne Palais, to give her, I was going to say give the devil her due, but she apologized. She said she was massively sorry. So I'm going to find that, because the whole of this has been and this also, like, a lot of things have happened. She massively apologizes. So here we go, The Guardian. Ex-Emmerdale star who claimed she was hurt by Ron. Oh, she was on Emmerdale. I didn't even know. I don't know the soaps. I just know that she was a pretty lady. And let's.
Most of the housemates are in the dining area.
Ryan,
I've got a clean towel. I've got a little towel that I'm going to use.
ow, woman.
Anyway, and this is.
I might shrink him instead.
This is her on the Jeremy Vine show.
I massively apologise.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That was, even when she was crying in the diary room. Let's just watch that again. Let's just see that again.
Massively apologise to not just Ryan, to his family, his friends, his fans, every single person that watched that and completely and justifiably saw an overreaction to what wasn't a malicious.
Look at her, she's smiling, she's bloody smiling. She does not care. This is probably the biggest suicide, career suicide I've ever seen in my whole life. And it's just, oh my God, like, one person that had the right stuff to say, because Jeremy Vine was very sycophantic in this interview. But as doing so, then I'm gonna see if I can find it now, and because I thought that this part of because you had like I think it was the former spin doctor for the spin doctor on there, and he was talking about stuff. But when Jamelia talked about stuff, now she was the person, and here we go. She said something which I didn't think she was going to say, and I didn't think anyone was going to say, but that she said that and I'm going to show you, Jamelia made her daughters watch Roxanne Palais Celebrity Big Brother Punchgate to teach danger of false accusations. And she said she'd use the incident to educate her young girls before urging Roxanne to get help.
Act of violence, and
here we go, and this is what Jamelia had said, and I can't believe it.
Him as an act of violence.
I saw what you did to him as an act of violence, and I can't imagine being in your shoes. What I would say and what I would like to know is that you will get help, because you need help to deal with these emotions so that you don't have that impact. I think it was so heartbreaking to see the impact that you had on Ryan. And
just look, Jamelia can't even, and this is what I mean, yeah. Jamelia can't even hold it together. She's trying to explain to Roxanne Palais, and let's just look at Roxanne Palais' face here. She's listening to this, and it's like it doesn't register in her mind that she's actually, oh, she's got two T's. She's gonna kill me for that. Let's change that up. That she doesn't care. Like, she doesn't actually care. Like, there's nothing in her. Like, let's change this up. There's nothing in her that really, and I'm gonna say it, gives a shit. She doesn't. She basically looks at this as, and this is where I wanted to take you to our last of this bit of the segment, because I feel like we spent a long time talking about Celebrity Big Brother, which I didn't actually want to do. Let's just get her name right. So before we switch over, I'm going to show you the last thing. Oh, there we go. The last thing. So the last thing that I wanted to show, because she just calls it, like, Jamila, was Denise from Loose Women. So as I said, Denise Welch from Loose Women. I fell into a bit of a journalistic black hole. Now this is what she had to say, and I felt like this kind of said it all. And let's switch you over. Oh, to the same thing, to this. Let's switch you over, and let's show you what Denise Lewis had to say from Loose Women. Can we play? Will you play? We apply, Denise.
She's come out and said it. I got it wrong. Yeah, she's apologised because she was caught out. Is what I feel.
That one sentence, I'm gonna bring it back, sums up this whole story.
She's come out and said it. I got it wrong. Yeah, she's apologised because she was caught out.
There you go. And there you go. And obviously more was said. It's Denise Welch. Of course she's going to say more. But that's where I'm going to leave it there. Now, Roxanne Palais, her fans and people in the Me Too movement, because this has dealt a massive blow to the Me Too movement. And this is something that Denise Welch says. She talks about how this harms the Me Too movement, and it makes people look at victims of domestic violence in a totally different way. And by using this as a manipulative tool to try and get further in the competition and to try and garner some kind of sympathy, the main thing that was said was that if this wasn't recorded, there is no way that he would have been able to say that he did not do this. There was no way for him to be able to speak out against it, because there would have been no evidence. And because of the current climate, when it comes to stuff like this, she would have been believed automatically over him. And Denise Walsh talks about it. If we were in the bathroom, if there was no way to do it, if they didn't want it to go, there is no way. Cameras are everywhere. In her defense, though, and I do want to present it as a fair and biased opinion, fair and unbiased opinion, but I'd like to say that Roxanne Palais was allegedly, and I'm going to say allegedly, a victim of domestic violence. And I don't belittle anyone that has been through something where they have felt that way and have been affected that way. But on the same token, you can't then use that as an excuse later on in life for, and I'm going to say it, shitty behaviour. And that's what's happened here. Shitty behaviour. And I don't think it's fair to reward anyone for shitty behaviour. Definitely not good to reward anyone for shitty behaviour. And I definitely don't want to. Don't want anyone to feel like this is saying that I agree with what she did or agree with what she said, but it's not cool. It's not cool. So anyway, on that, let's switch into in other news. So in other news today, other things happened in the world other than just someone from Big Brother getting themselves into a massive amount of bother. So let's quickly talk about in other news. So in other news today, loads of stuff actually. So number one, get it over. Heatwave 2018 was the joint hottest summer for UK. 2018 was the joint hottest summer on record for the UK as a whole, and the hottest ever for England, the Met Office has announced. It said highs for summer 2018 were tied with those of 1976, 2003 and 2006 for being the highest since records began in 1910. England's average temperatures narrowly beat those seen in 1976, they added. The heatwave saw soaring temperatures across much of the UK throughout June and July. Dry, sweltering conditions for weeks on week end gave way to a more average August. So basically, it done get hot. It done get hotter than it been before. In other news, Boris Johnson Brexit article offers no new ideas. Downing Street says. Boris Johnson has spoken out against Theresa May's plans for Brexit in a newspaper column. Of course he has. Downing Street has hit back at Boris Johnson over his criticism of Theresa May's approach to Brexit, saying she's providing serious leadership and a serious plan. Mr. Johnson has written in the Daily Telegraph that the approach agreed at Chequers means disaster for Britain. The ex-Foreign Secretary said the PM's plans would hand the EU victory, but Mrs. May's official spokesman said there's no new ideas in this article to respond to. Downing Street said the Prime Minister's blueprint for future relations with the EU, hammered out with cabinet members at her country resident in July, was deliverable and could win the support of the House of Commons. So it's just Boris Johnson wrestling match. Mrs. May's plan would see the UK agreeing a common rule book with the EU for trading in goods in an attempt to maintain frictionless trade at the border. Critics argue this would leave the EU tied to EU rules, the UK tied to EU rules after it leaves on 29th of March 2019 and prevent Britain from striking its own trade deals in years to come. If the UK and the EU do reach a deal, MPs will then have to approve it. So there's a lot of stuff there, but basically it's Boris Johnson saying, nah, you're not good enough, and attempting to plant his flag as new Prime Minister. In other news, payout for a man who lost penis to superbug at Southend Hospital. And the reason I wanted to talk about this article is because it's about a guy that lost his penis. So, I mean, we have to talk about this. And so, payout for man who lost penis to superbug at Southend Hospital. Andrew Lane, pictured with his wife Sue, said he feels less of a man since his life-changing operation. A cancer patient who lost most of his penis to a flesh-eating superbug has won a six-figure payout. Andrew Lane, 63, contracted the potentially fatal necrotizing fasciitis infection following surgery to remove his prostate gland in March 2013. His bowel was punctured during the routine operation at Southend Hospital, but staff only noticed 6 days later. He has not had a good day, has he? Southend University Hospital NHS Foundation Trust admitted there were failures in diagnosing the problem. Mr. Lane from Thurrock said, they've admitted their mistake, but I've not had an apology, and knowing that just a scan a few days earlier would have prevented all of this is very difficult to accept. Following the life-changing operation, Mr. Lane can no longer have sex, is incontinent, and has been treated for depression. Mr. Lane has also been left looking 9 months pregnant after infected tissue on his stomach had to be removed. The damage caused by the infection was so severe that he was left with just 1.5 inches of his penis. Was also forced to have contaminated tissue covering his stomach removed, which has left him looking 9 months pregnant. Mr. Lane, who married his long-term partner Sue shortly after being discharged from hospital, decided to speak out to warn people how dangerous the necrotizing fasciitis bug is. He said, I've been compensated, but I'll never get my health back. I used to be sporty and proud of my body, but now I can't bear to look in the mirror. Mr. Lane, who also works as a carer, added, my wife and I have been together for 18 years and enjoyed a healthy sex life, but since this happened, that has been impossible. The desire is still there, but the little that's left just doesn't function anymore. I know Stu still loves me, but I feel less of a man. Denise Townsend, Director of Nursing at Southend University Hospital, said, I can confirm that the Trust is in communication with Mr. Lane regarding his case. A settlement sum has been agreed, and that the Trust had admitted failures in relation to delays in Mr. Lane's diagnosis. Now, all really great articles today. In other news, BBC presenter Rachel Bland says she only has days to live. BBC Radio 5 live news presenter Rachel Bland, who has incurable cancer, has revealed on social media she has only got days to live. The 40-year-old was diagnosed with breast cancer in November 2016. Last month, she said she was in a race against time to publish a memoir for her 2-year-old son Freddie and believed she had less than a year. Newsreader Bland co-hosts the You, Me and the Big C podcast with Deborah, James and Lauren man. Writing on Twitter on Monday, she said the pair would continue to present the podcast. She tweeted in the words of the legendary Frank S. I'm afraid the time has come, my friends, and suddenly I'm told I've only got days. It's very surreal. Thank you so much for all the support I've received. Au revoir, my friends. And it's a very sad story, but, you know, it just goes to show that there are other things happening in the world. In other news, BBC Broadcasting has sealed off after suspicious van. People were stopped from entering or leaving the BBC's broadcasting house on Monday as police investigated what they said was a suspicious vehicle. A bomb disposal robot approached the orange van, and a number of controlled explosions were carried out. Roads were closed around the area in central London, and BBC staff were advised to stay away from windows. Police cut open the doors of the van, which was said to contain cardboard boxes and a motorbike. There you go, look at that dangerous cardboard and dangerous motorbikes. All entrances and exits of new broadcasting house were closed at around 16:50 BST, while police carried out their investigations on nearby Duchess Street, which is to the rear of the BBC's headquarters. It left some staff unable to return to work and others unable to leave. The building reopened at 18:30, 6:30. Scotland Yard said all roads were reopening. An A1 conference was also taking place at the building at the same time. One participant tweeted, "It has been a surreal afternoon." In other news, and this is a bit of a... I want to talk about this one again. Alfie Evans' parents feared they would resent the new baby. Kate James and Tom Evans had to wait 4 days to find out if their new baby had the same rare disease that killed his brother. The parents of a 23-month-old baby who was at the centre of a High Court legal battle of turning off his life support have had a second child. Kate James and Tom Evans, whose son Alfie died at Alderhay Hospital in Liverpool in April, revealed their 4-week-old son on television. The couple told ITV this morning they had to wait 4 days to see if the baby Thomas had the same condition as Alfie. Their high-profile fight to save Alfie was even backed by the Pope. Ms. James said she learned she was expecting the baby while the couple were waging a legal campaign to stop treatment being withdrawn from Alfie, who had a rare degenerative condition. "When I first heard I was expecting, I was scared," she said. She added, "We were scared about how we would react to this baby. I was scared I would resent the baby because he is not Alfie, but it hasn't been like that. He is amazing. He is like Alfie's double." And at one stage, Mr. Evans met the Pope with a Vatican-owned hospital offering to care for Alfie in Rome when the campaign to save him became global. Earlier this year, the Supreme Court ruled after a prolonged legal battle that doctors at Alderhay could withdraw life support from Alfie. It's a very, very sad story. And, you know, it just... sad. Now... in other news, Bude supermarket tunnel tops TripAdvisor ratings. A plastic tunnel attached to the side of a supermarket has become the highest rated TripAdvisor attraction in a Cornish seaside resort. The 70-metre structure in Bude has racked up more than... this is what they're talking about. Look at that. Look at that. The tunnel. His profile says, "Nowhere in Bude can you walk this far undercover in a continuous straight line." Those commenting have jokingly likened it to the Taj Mahal, called it one of the 7 wonders. And the person who originally listed the tunnel, who wishes to remain anonymous, said they did so because it was one I've admired for a while and they never thought it would become this possible. The Hanging Goddess of Babylon, the Sphinx and Bude Tunnel. Having now visited the site twice now, my wife and I are flummoxed why the site is not on the list of World Heritage Sites. Bude local council are certainly missing a trick here. A tunnel like no other. They have also been selling postcards depicting the tunnel in the town to raise money for the Bude Sea Pool, a popular attraction. It's a great talking point in the town. Mark Hibbard from Bude Area Tourist Board said, "Reviews people read online were unregulated and the town has so much to offer visitors. I hope that the Bude Tunnel being rated as the #1 attraction in Bude does not become detrimental to the real things to do and visit in our town," he said. In other news, Kuwaiti shop caught sticking googly eyes on fish. A fishmonger in Kuwait has been closed down for sticking googly eyes on fish to make them appear fresher. A video of the fish was first circulated among local WhatsApp users, and images including one showing one of the fake eyes slipping off have been shared on social media by local bloggers and newspaper Al Bayan. Rival Kuwaiti fish sellers reacted by advertising fresh fish without cosmetics, with a picture of a fish and a selection of coloured contact lenses. Never judge the freshness of the fish by the googliness of their eyes. One Twitter user mblockyu said the situation certainly looks fishy, while others praise the fish seller's creative marketing approach. In July, another Q80 fishmonger was accused of stuffing his fish with steel nails to increase their weight and market value. It's amazing. And in the Me Too kind of situation, in other news, Aretha Franklin Bishop sorry after groping Ariana Grande. The bishop who led Aretha Franklin's funeral has apologised to Ariana Grande after being accused of groping her on stage. Images show Bishop Charles H. Ellis III holding Ariana high above the waist with his fingers squeezed around the side of the singer's chest. "It would never be my intention to touch any woman's breast," he told the Associated Press. "Maybe I crossed the border. Maybe I was too friendly or familiar. But to be honest, he grabbed me some booby over there. He grabbed me some titty." He added again, "But again, I apologize." The preacher said he hugged all artists, male or female, during the ceremony commemorating the Queen of Soul. But viewers began posting images from the service when Ariana got up to sing Aretha's song, You make me feel like a natural woman." Many people felt that Bishop Ellis's hand was inappropriately high on the 25-year-old's body as he spoke to her, saying she looked uncomfortable with the contact. "I'm really sorry you had to go through that, Ariana Grande. That groping was beyond blatant, and we could all see and feel your discomfort. Hashtag not cool." Criticizing, it came as others on social media have been criticizing Ariana for what she was wearing to the church service, saying her dress was too short. Some people said the focus being on Ariana rather than the bishop was misogynistic. Misogyny looks like criticizing Ariana Grande for how short her skirt was, but not the fact that Bishop Charles Ellis gave her a mammogram on national television, and argued that pastors embraced deserve greater attention than it was getting. I think every woman can look at Ariana Grande's face and body language and viscerally feel what she's feeling. The tension, the nervous laughter, not wanting to make a scene or make him angry. Every woman knows this feeling. But Google her and everyone talking about her dress. Let's have a little look at this.
I've got to apologize.
Oh.
Because
You've been on that TV.
I have to brush up. My 28-year-old daughter tells me, "Dad, you are old at 60."
Don't make him angry.
When I saw Ariana Grande on the program, I thought that was a new something at Taco Bell.
There we go. TV. Grabbing that TV. Hashtag respect Ariana began trending as more people saw the footage. What's up with the pastor's head? And people began reposting an old tweet of hers related to consent. Women's choice. Our bodies, our clothing, our music, our personality, sexy, flirty, fun. It is not an open invitation. And a lot of people found the joke, funny moment during the hashtag Aretha Franklin funeral. Bishop Ellis tells Ariana Grande when he saw her on the program, he thought it was a new something at Taco Bell. He made a joke about her. A lot of people found the joke funny and it featured heavily in the conversation around the funeral. But Bishop Ellis apologized after some thought it was distasteful. "I'm going to need Black America to stop making Taco Bell jokes about Latinx people. It's not funny." Hashtag Aretha Homecoming. Hashtag Ariana Grande. So that Taco Bell comment aimed at Ariana Grande was very inappropriate and unnecessary at Aretha Franklin's service. That was completely disrespectful. Chucky Ellis knows better. And Ashley Best. So apparently that happened. Now, they're going to bring you back to one of our most beloved segments of the show. Beloved, I'll tell you. And that is Metro Moments. So in Metro Moments, I go through the Metro and I talk about it. But first, if you've liked everything you've seen up to this point, and you're all like, "Oh, how they found original? You're an attractive man with a high intellect and a delicious voice. Well, how can I help you?" Well, you can go to fowloriginal.com, you can, like this. If you go to fowloriginal.com, you then come down to support the channel. And if you click support the channel, you can go to donate. And if you go to donate, well, what does that do? It opens up PayPal for you. And you can PayPal me over some coin. That helps support the channel. You can make a monthly donation. Newsround happens Monday to Thursday at 10:30. Live on Periscope, Twitch, and on the YouTubes. Help support the channel. All the things I do, all the money that is donated will go to making the show better and cooler, and we've already had other things happen. So anyway, back to Metro Moments after that quick brief video. So let's have a look. So in Metro Moments, as I say, I'll go through today's Metro, and beforehand I'll look for funny stories, because the Metro has got some funny ass stories sometimes. So first of all, let's take you to, so obviously in the Metro we have all the Celebrity Big Brother stuff happening, and we will help Broken Man, Ryan, Vow, Celebrity Big Brother bosses, because they're like, well, we can't do it, because as I said, everyone has come to his aid. But let's go to some of the Metro moments. So Metro Bites. Metro Bites. Where is it? Actually, that's very, very sad. I don't want to talk about that. Here we are. Gun fishing. Family hook ammo and weapons out of a canal. A family on a magnet fishing trip reeled in a bag full of guns and ammunition. The weapons, a pump-action shotgun and 2 handguns, were wrapped in high-vis jackets before being dumped in a canal in Salford, Greater Manchester. Douglas Simcock, 39, was searching for metal items with his wife Sarah and 2 children when he lifted the bag out of the water. The family from Stoke-on-Trent are used to hooking out bicycles and shopping trolleys. Mrs. Simcock, 29, said, "We handed the guns into the police straight away." There's the guns. Can you see? They found guns. Found guns in there. And next off in a Metro Moments. Here we go. Shell shock as tortoises found in fag packs. 3 tiny tortoises were rescued after being smuggled into the UK in cigarette packets. Each reptile was tucked beneath clothes in separate suitcases, inside packets containing a single lettuce leaf. At least they're well fed. Border Force officers discovered them after a family of 6 arrived at Bristol Airport on Tuesday on a flight from Tunisia. Force Assistant Director Peter Jones said, "Clearly, transporting animals in such a way and without the correct paperwork is not acceptable. The tortoises were taken to a separate facility where they could be cared for." We'll show you that in a second. After, epic sat-nav fails driving visitors to wrong Wales. They come looking for the valleys, but end up nearer the Peak District. Foreign visitors setting the sat-nav to Wales are frequently being directed to a South Yorkshire village that shares the country's name, it has emerged. The parish near Sheffield is home to fewer than 7,000 people, but comes up before the nation of 3 million in some automated searches. Resident Jean Drackett, 76, said, "We first realised something strange was happening when we were walking home from a New Year's Eve party. The young couple pulled up and asked, 'Can you tell us which part of Wales we are in? We are here to celebrate New Year.' It was already nearly midnight. All we could do was to tell them to head to the M1 and look with the signs of the Brecon Beacons." Jill Cranston, 55, landlady of village pub The Duke of Leeds, said, "We had an elderly Australian couple visiting Britain for the first time who planned to start their tour in Wales. They had driven all the way here from Heathrow and asked, 'Is this it? We thought it would be really big.' They did not see the funny side at all." And the owner of the local garage keeps a map on hand to help confused truckers. Resident Dan Schofield, 23, said a coachload of Belgian football fans turned up ahead of their side's match against Wales in the Euro 2016 qualifiers. "We said, we think you've got the wrong Wales." So this is a picture of the tortoise. And you can see the fag packs. And also a picture of Wales. Let me get this up to this camera. That is the wrong Wales. As you can see, the town's called Wales. Anyway, let's just keep going on with Metro Moments. And have some fun. There's Jeremy Vine, if you don't know who he is, on Channel 5. Bam! We're gonna take the news, tear it apart, and work out what the heck is going on. No longer the right stuff, now Jeremy Vine. And some of these stories were a little bit too peppermint, really, for the show tonight. I didn't really want to talk about them. They take away from the fun in this show. So we'll go into, here we go, Fort Nightmare. So Single mum in the red after son racks up £1,200 on game with her bank card. A disabled single mother says her bank account was emptied after her 10-year-old son spent almost £1,200 on Fortnite without her knowledge. Cleo Duckett, 46, was left £255 in the red after Jaden Lee racked up purchases on the popular online video game using her bank card. Fortnite users can buy outfits, weapons, and other items as they build forts, battle monsters, and fight other players. They don't battle monsters. What are you lying about? Ms. Duckett, who has polio and uses a wheelchair, said her son didn't understand it was real. Didn't understand it was real money. He thought he was only getting credits. I mean, come on. That's a lie. Her 10-year-old son didn't know it was money. Yeah, that kid knew. She was unaware until she went to an ATM on Friday and there was only £8 left in my account. She later received a text from the Co-op bank saying she was overdrawn. My son started crying and admitted everything that he had done. She said, the mum from Bridgend went to a bank in Cardiff and was told she was responsible for Jaden Lee. I'm not a criminal. I haven't stolen the money, she said. It's scary. I'll probably never see that money again. Ms. Duckett has been put on a bank payment plan, will have to use her son's savings for food and electricity until her next £700 monthly benefits payment comes in on Thursday. The bank and Fortnite owner Epic Games were contacted for comment, but said nothing because this kid knew what the hell he was doing. That kid knew what was... He knew what was up. He knew what was up. And Bucks... Do you know that kid? If you're watching. Anyway, okay, this is a pretty funny story. A walker trying to snap photos of dolphins was stranded in the sea for 90 minutes after she fell from a pier. A boat crew who found her clinging to a harbour wall at Berwick yesterday saved her life, Coast Guard said. That's pretty funny. Ironically, the dolphins didn't save her. What I thought was really funny. And I think that might be actually all we have for Metro Moments tonight. Oh, actually, I had one more. U2 cut short their Berlin gig on Saturday when frontman Bono lost his voice. The 58-year-old was about to sing Beautiful Day when the problems hit. Speculating that stage smoke was to blame, he said, I can promise you I have not been smoking, but this is like a giant cigar. I've lost my voice and I don't know what to do. He took a 15-minute break to try to recover, but the show was eventually axed, although it will be rescheduled. And also, Ozzy drives me bats, but I miss him, says Shazza. Sharon Osbourne desperately misses her hubby Ozzy when he goes off on tour, not for his love, but for his moaning. The former Black Sabbath frontman is currently hitting the road in America for No More Tours too, and 65-year-old Sharon, left back at home in the Hollywood Hills, said, I miss him flat out. I miss his complaining. I miss that he hates everything. I miss all of it. I have not been sleeping because I have been on my own, because I miss Daddy. Shaz. However, the renowned bat nibbler, who turns 70 in December, keeps Shazza updated with constant phone text. The former X Factor judge said, he writes, I've woken up, gone to the bathroom, cleaned my teeth. I know what he is going to do. I know what he's doing 1 hour to the next. Sharon also said Ozzy's becoming a homebody. He doesn't like leaving the house, she said. He's got so much worse as he got older. I think, I'm just going to quickly look, I think that is everything for Metro Moments. Unless, here we go, my last story for Metro Moments. I do Ron. Retired holiday camp entertainment Ron Shepherd is set to wed for the 9th time, making him Britain's most married man. Mr. Shepherd, 70, is going to Doha, Qatar to propose to girlfriend Nina, who is 38 years younger than him. The pensioner of Martock, Somerset, met her through 8-wife Weng when they split after 11 years. Well, you know, his longest marriage was 13 years and shortest 10 months. The father of 8, wow, said, "People have said if I keep going, I'll end up with a football team. I think it's a case of just wait and see." Maybe get a rugby union. And that is all of our Metro moments for today. So, and if you like Metro moments, it is a free newspaper. But if you'd like to help out the channel, and you can help out the channel in many ways. I forgot to do all my shilling today. So you go to fowloriginal.com. That's the website. You get fowloriginal.com. You then go to support the channel. And if you go to support the channel, you can then go to donate and donate to the channel, etc. And if you do, you get a PayPal thing come up. Excuse me, a PayPal thing come up. And when that comes up, you can watch it. Watch it. Anyway, on that note, we're gonna switch it back. So let's go back to now the regular our regular stories, and I want to make this actually at some point, so I will do it. And finally, some fun stories to kind of take away the craziness that's been happening today. So let's take you to a very, very uplifting story, I feel. One that it's just an amazing story, and I mean, it's nice to see some fun stuff. So this is a cochlear implant. So this is a deaf 1-year-old son, 1-year-old who hears sound for the first time. The parents of a 1-year-old boy have shared the moment he heard sound for the first time. Max Brett of Sutton in Ashfield, Nottinghamshire, was born profoundly deaf. Following tests, his parents, Rebecca and Ian Brett, decided Max should have a cochlear implant fitted, an electronic device that helps you hear. And let's just quickly look at this.
Really wide then, didn't they?
Yes, it is.
Max. Okay.
It's an incredible moment. It's the minute you realise you made the right choice to put him through his surgeries and to give him the chance to hear us and talk to us.
It was groundbreaking for us. We were really shocked that it had that much of an impact straight away.
I'd like other mums and dads to know that there are other parents out there that have been through this and had the same fears that they're going through, and that they know they can talk to somebody.
And it's just a cute story, yeah. It's a cute story. There's so much sadness in the goddamn world. I mean, today, what are we talking?
I'm deaf by probably.
We're talking like, I mean, today's story. I mean, today's major story was this. Today's major story was Roxanne Palley. I'm massively sorry after CBB assault claim. I mean, going from something like that to that story, I feel like it's good, and it's a nice way to end the show tonight. I want to thank everyone for joining this evening. As ever, thank you all. It's been a pleasure to be invited into your hands, into the palms of your hand, or potentially onto your telebox, or potentially onto your Twitch, whatever I've come into your life via. Thank you very much. And for the hilarious misspelling that I did of Ms. Paley's name, you know what? Put it in your pipe and smoke it, love. Apologies, I'm not that guy. Not that guy. But we will end with the show, which end with the way that the show always ends, because I like to end it like this. And we're gonna we're going to end it like this. We ended it with a bit of Brucey. So we're going to end... So we started with a bit of Brucey. So we're going to end it with a bit of Brucey. And I'd like to say thank you all very much for joining. Obviously, if you want to support the channel, you know you can go to fowloriginal.com. You can also like, share and subscribe this. That totally helps as well. But I'm going to end with this sucker. So I'd like to say life can be terribly tame if you don't play the game with you. And I'd love it if you could help support the channel by going to fowloriginal.com as well. Brucey bonus, everybody! It's been Fowl Original. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Like, share, subscribe, and check out other stuff that I do. And do whatever you can to help the channel. Bye.